So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to another scene for Dublin and blah, blah, blah. Darkness over Dublin, the Mage venue, because I can use my words. Um, we shall enter with Morgan, who has gotten an agitated text or 50, maybe even a frazzled call. Who knows? It could be anything. But whatever the case, she is headed over to Callie's bookshop, trotting along, idle saunter, got her crazy wolf pelt doodad wrapped around her waist, and is probably walking along with a box of Girl Scout cookies. We'll go with Girl Scout cookies this time. Got herself some of them sweet sweet Samoas, and is every so often, just as she walks along, pulling one out, nibbling on it, and taking her sweet time. It's not like her goal is to finish the box. It's just going to happen sooner or later. And so it is that this fabulous eye-patched wonder will eventually wander up to the front stoop, climb the steps, and probably hearing all manner of raucous noise behind the door will nonetheless give a courtesy knock before trying the handle as she is expected.
Yeah, you come in. You kind of walk through the bookstore. You can tell she's closed it early. You come upstairs and you hear her already ranting at Fenrir.
Fenrir or two Fenrir?
To Fenrir. Like she's giving out. You can tell she's giving out because she's annoyed, so she's taking her anger out on him, by yelling at him at the things she does.
And she'll just, it's the courtesy little rapidy tap. Door swings open. Morgan steps inside. Door swings shut with a nice little click. She'll flick the lock. And she will begin a wandering through the bookstore, still nibbling on the same cookie, glancing around, trying to determine whether she needs to head up or down.
Up.
And so it is, she will begin up the steps. Just same chill pace. Just popping her way up.
And all you hear is like, when I tell you not to bite things, I mean it. Otherwise, there will be no more belly rubs. There will be no nothing. In fact, I will shear you. I will shear you. And you hear, roo, roo, roo. You know what I mean? The response, angrily.
She'll pop around the corner like, that's terrible for their skin. He'll get sunburn. Nibble, nibble, nibble.
Morgan. Exasperated look as she's flustered. Hi.
How much is she doing her upward coil thing? How much is she up? Is she big like a bear right now?
Oh yeah, she's up. Yeah. Are those cookies?
Mm-hmm. Tilts box at.
Slithers over and takes 5 or 6 and begins to nibble furiously. The angry, I'm comforting angry.
And yeah, she'll reach up, snag in the eye patch, and shove it up onto her forehead, right to the hairline. So it flops down on her forehead instead. Shoot her that little So essentially the tell me all about it, girlfriend look as she continues to nibble the same cookie. Thankfully not agitated that Callie has snagged a handful. And probably even glancing down if Fenrir is nearby and flicking one onto the floor for him.
The mighty Fenrir pads over, proudly sticks out his chest, picks up the cookie, runs away.
Oh, mighty Fenrir.
But she will open the fridge, take out 2 beer bottles, and just clink the glasses off. Assuming Morgan will reach over for the other one, will take the one herself, put the straw in, and angrily, if you've ever seen angry sipping,
angry slurping from a straw.
Yeah,
totally vicious. So intimidating right now.
Mm-hmm. She'll just take measured breaths. I fucking hate the Hermetics.
Welcome to the club.
Ignorant, stupid, rude.
You get that distinct the popcorn munching vibe off of her. She continues to nibble this cookie, just kind of nodding along
I invited them here cordially, under hospitality. Cordially, Morgan. I invited them cordially. Mm-hmm. I even offered them tea. Tea!
Did they spit it in your face? She's grinning ever so slightly.
She's completely oblivious to the sarcasm because she's like, poor old Callie thinks Morgan's all like,
I imagine
like,
she's like flailing.
Yeah. No, but they came close to it. I decide what's best for her. They do. They decide, apparently, even though they've supposedly asked her. But when I made an offer to help co-teach her so the child would have a better understanding of the world around her, not to force her into a tradition. Oh, I think it's personally the wrong thing to do. I think it, not her. I bet she doesn't even have a bloody choice in this.
I mean, she's 8 or something. Shrug.
But apparently you and I are not qualified because they insulted us in saying that we had something to do with what happened.
I mean, they're idiots. Well, what do you expect? Pulls out another cookie as the first one is gone.
And they insulted Collins. I didn't appreciate that. Takes a bite.
I bet they did.
I don't appreciate it.
I bet you didn't.
No, I didn't.
Did you bite him?
Oh. No. I shouted at him. I wanted to
It would have been more satisfying to bite him, but it probably wouldn't have looked too good. Still grinning slightly.
The point of the matter is, I was trying to instill a cooperation considering all that's been going on in the city, and he spat in my face.
And he's a hermetic. There's a shrug.
It's hospitality. It's hospitality. They're supposed to be mature about that.
No, supposed to be. Which ones came?
Now, granted, I wasn't granted. I can admit my flaws. I can admit my bites or nails. I can admit my flaws. It was rude.
Oh,
I was
rude.
Yes.
10. Which ones?
It was 10.
It was what?
I was tense. I was tense. I was tense. I can admit I was tense. But I was trying to help. And he effectively slapped me in the face.
Who did?
Stephanos, or whatever the fuck his name is. Some beard guy.
Oh, what's his name?
Him. And he brought some creepy looking motherfucker who didn't say anything. Just stood there, priming his fucking collar.
She leans on the counter, sips out of the beer bottle. And what did he say?
That he believes that overwhelming her with different vasts of knowledge seems ignorant to force the child into one direction.
What?
Exactly.
Is it too much or one direction?
Apparently, it's too much and we're forcing her into one direction. By implying that us teaching her would force her to go and lean towards more of the Verbena side.
There's a shrug and another swig. You think we want unwilling members, I suppose. Maybe
I was trying to address
those tactics themselves, that it's all they can imagine we want. Prim smile.
I was trying to address the fact that she was torturing animals.
She was.
I was trying to address the fact that you could teach her all the skills in the world, but that darkness is still underneath her. I didn't get a chance to explain that, of course, because apparently it was just rude. Rude and snide in my own home.
She will finally transfer her cookie from one hand to the beer hand so that she has a hand free to reach out and just kind of idly, not even just lay a hand on the shoulder, but kind of lightly grasp the upper arm. It's just enough to put on a little bit of pressure supportively. I believe you have categorically discovered that they are assholes. Which is admittedly not much of a surprise, is it? But if they came and devalued hospitality, starts grinning a little broader, I'll make sure everyone knows it. Everywhere they go.
Now, Now, granted, it was the accusation that we had something to do with what happened. And
What?
then he merely, when I merely asked him, "Are you accusing me?" he backpedaled and was saying, "No, I'm stating a fact."
Was he?
And then, yes,
Wasn't he there?
he
Wasn't
was.
he ever so helpfully watching from the other side of the street?
He was, which I implied he did not like that.
I bet he didn't.
He went quiet when I snarled in his face, saying, "Are you accusing me?" I also made the point that you, nor Collins, had made an offer to help teach. That I had done this out of mere interest, and he still replied with a snide, snarky comment implying that we would do more damage than good.
Would we? I dare say we might teach her something that he lacks, which is the ability to reach out and do something, as opposed to watching everyone else from the sidelines. And then
But
making
apparently,
baseless accusations after the fact.
yes.
You know, I dare say. No, I'm going to have fun with this.
He then proceeded to leave after saying, "I think that we're done here," storming out.
Did
Ignorant
he,
fool.
at what point did he break hospitality? When did he
When he
first?
when he began to accuse myself and you of harming the child.
Very good.
He said he did not know, but it was implied. I went, "Are you?" When
It
I
is an
merely stated I was.
accusation, all the same.
It is.
And if
That's
it
what
is
I'm
not
saying.
a
So
flat accusation, it is at least slander.
it was slander. I clarified. When I asked, "Are you accusing me?" and he said, "No, I'm presenting what was there."
Is he? Because if he knew it for a
Yeah.
fact, it wouldn't be posing a thought. It would, in fact, be an accusation.
You can actually see her just visibly getting angry. You know what I mean? Like, show him a fucking
Reaches out
accusation. She's
again.
pacing.
She'll read it out again just to kind of brush her shoulder the next time she paces past. Don't worry about it. He'll reap what he's sown.
Apparently, he wants to consider what Collins did a crime.
I bet he does. It must be very hard to see others step forward and take action and make mistakes when you can't find the nerve to take actions of your own. Makes like that little pouty lip. Must be so hard.
I understand he has the child's best interest at heart. I get that.
Does he?
But that, I suppose he does. I
If
would
he
like to think
is
so.
throttling her learning to what only he can teach, does he really have her best interests at heart?
I'm assuming there are other hermetics teaching her, but in his own way, I would imagine.
I'm sure he tells himself that he has her best interests at heart. But if he had that child's best interests at heart, he wouldn't have waited until now to do something about it, would he?
No.
No, he only cares because she's awakened. She's a potential power. And he wants to keep it for himself. But that's not how it works, is it? People find their paths. If she is meant to be one of us, she will come looking. She will be curious. And if you think that doddering, bearded man can keep a child inside who does not want to be inside, you are grossly mistaken.
It was the insulting that I didn't. It was just.
Oh, don't worry. He'll get what's coming to him. She actually reach up and try to touch her cheek very lightly, very briefly. Just, don't worry.
She kind of softens just a slight bit. I see the way they look at me.
It's easy to label anything that looks different or strange a monster. It's what they've been doing to both our peoples for eons.
All I did was warn the girl. There are consequences you pay for
Oh, I was
unwanted
standing close
cruelty.
enough. I heard. I was the only one who could. But I
I had
heard.
no interest. I had no interest in hurting her.
I know. You were much gentler with the girl than I would have been.
Sometimes people can make rash decisions that cost them everything. The fact that she was so scared, I figured I would give her a warning. An understanding that only one who has suffered what that cat had suffered felt like. Not through any means of magic, but just sheer sight.
And she sighs at length enough to deflate a bit, still idly touching her cheek, brushing her thumb across it. In the end, at least for the cat and its suffering, it may have suffered much, but now things are evening. The scales are drawing to level, and in exchange for what it has suffered, it lives in a home where it is taken care of, where it has all the food it needs, where it has warm places to sleep. It is much happier, and had that unlucky thing never happened, it may well have died on the street. Fate has a funny way of doing things.
Just agitated, Morgan, that's all.
I know. But nothing they have said fell on deaf ears, and there will be consequences for the things they have said, baselessly.
We were accused of being infernalists, Morgan.
Oh, that will not go unremarked on either. Do you know
And
what?
then he proceeded to call me beautiful.
There's a tiny frown, a sympathetic one. It was a desperate backpedaling. It was a full thing
I'm
to
sorry.
say, dismissively.
She just closed her eyes.
She finally shifts her hand down to go to tug her over, for the side hug.
She does it with her right side.
Either. She just goes to pull her in. Kind of tuck her in against her, give her a bit of a squeeze.
Was just trying to help.
I know you were. And you were damned for trying.
I feel like a fool now.
You would not have lived with yourself if you hadn't tried.
No. I even asked Fenrir for advice for all the good it did me.
She glances off to wherever Fenrir has tucked himself, like under a coffee table or some shit. I'm going to hazard.
The proud Fenrir sits on his throne of the couch, eating his prize.
I'm willing to bet he told you to bite them.
She helped him remember something, which is why I was more wanting to chat to the girl as well.
She helped them remember something.
She helped Fenrir remember something.
Whatever the case. I'm on Fenrir's side. You probably should have bitten them. Turns a mock serious look aside, kind of trying to make light of it.
Just nods. Not everyone can be witty as you.
I have to be witty. She starts kind of like playfully reaching up with their free hand, plucking at her hair. Because if I wasn't joking, I'd be getting angry. And then bad things would happen to, well, not good people. But probably people who didn't quite deserve it yet. Maybe.
You don't have to stick up for me if you're speaking out against what happened.
You're not the only one they insulted, are you?
I know, it's just you don't have to.
Well, of course I don't have to. I want to.
Why?
And flicks a glance at her. Kind of, gauging. Is this a very open, very searching kind of look, or?
Very open and very searching.
So she probably had some sort of silly comment on her lips, but she pauses. Because I care.
About me?
Of course.
Why do you care about me?
Shouldn't I?
Oh. Yes. Of course.
Reach over, go for the chin, draw her back around, because I imagine it's a little like, oh, I'll just look away now. No, she'll reach for the chin to pull her over.
That beer bottle is looking fascinating. Oh.
Yep, no. Pull her back around. Make proper eye contact. I do care. I'm very fond of you. Fond of Collins, too.
She looks away shyly.
There's a faint smirk. This time not her joking, teasing, silly shit. Just kind of an earnest little smirk. I'm very fond of both of you. And I don't stand for that kind of behavior. Not about me, not about you, not about him. I can laugh off things pointed at me. Because a few of the village idiots pointing and screaming, well, it doesn't mean much to me. But if they are being unkind to you, and to Collins, well, that changes things, doesn't it?
She'll nod.
Just as much
Still
as you
haven't
don't
forgiven
appreciate it.
Still haven't forgiven him for ruining date night. She smile under her, hiding her face in her hair. But you can see the smile.
There's a vague smirk. So when do I get my date night? Does the little, like, tips her head to kind of look at her expression.
She kind of blinks like, buh. You know what I mean? Do you want one?
Of course I do.
Sure. It's just Collins asked me, so I'm not good at the asking.
That's okay. I am. And so is he.
Oh.
Good man.
Yes. Nods. Blushing. So, you wish to go on a date?
Of course I do.
Nods awkwardly, like, okay.
Can't help but have that small smile just because, god damn it, Callie's adorable when she's, knocked on her heels.
Do I have to wear a dress?
Only if you want to.
I've never been in. It's been a while.
Well, I'm sure Colin still owes you a makeup date, but after. Reach up and tuck some of her hair back a bit.
Just gives this kind of like, okay, I am now terrified nod.
She leans in a little bit as if confiding, I'm fairly sure he means you to wear a dress next time.
Would you help me?
Of course.
I can't go and get one on my own.
Why not?
Mirrors?
I can go with you, or you can tell me your size and I'll bring you back some to choose from.
I want someone to go with me.
Of course I'll go with you.
You promise?
Naturally.
She nods rapidly. Just don't make fun of me, okay? When you see how embarrassed I get. Because I know you're funny and, like, you are nice and you're the comedian. Just don't laugh at me.
And she'll reach out and kind of playfully tweak your chin. It's just adorable. But no, I won't make fun of you. I won't laugh at you.
Thank you.
I promise when I make these jokes, I mean for you to laugh with me. I don't want you to feel badly.
Just pants a kiss on Morgan's cheek. Very delicately.
Eyebrows kind of pop up a teeny bit. Turns a side glance.
Thank you.
No problem.
Can we sit down and watch stupid movies?
Mm-hmm. I have more cookies.
Cool.
Hefts the box.
And I can shout at the TV.
You can.
And you can shout with me. She'll like literally wrap her arms around Morgan like a python. Like, you are mine.
This went from bashful to forward so fast. There's whiplash.
I mean, it's just basically like, I am not letting him go. You are now my squishy and I love it.
She'll grin. I would be happy, Callie, if I could share an evening yelling at the television with you. Very mock sincere.
There is a sage nod. She throws on many of the derpy things that you shout at on TV.
Then yeah, she'll snag the box of cookies, snag a couple more beers, make sure she snags the straw out of Callie's beer if it is empty. And yeah, they can resituate on the couch. Fenrir is either going to get mushed in the middle, transferred to a lap, or who knows what. Poor Fenrir.
Mm-hmm.
He'll get another cookie to placate him, whatever the case may be.
Do you want to call it there then, as the girls shout at like stuff like Mean Girls and shit?
Just, oh, come on! Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And we will call it there as two witches yell at a television. Good night.